The arena lights in Riyadh glow like a storm waiting to break. The air is heavy, tense, and electric, the kind of atmosphere that only two players in modern women's tennis can create just by walking onto a court. On one side of the draw stands Coco Gauff, young but battle-tested, eyes sharp with determination. On the opposite side waits Aryna Sabalenka, the powerhouse, the world number one, the immovable force of the hardcourt era. Tomorrow, one of the most intense rivalries in recent years writes another chapter at the WTA Finals. This isn't just a match. It's destiny colliding with fire. Coco Gauff enters the encounter with something rare, a psychological edge over the world number one. In their previous meetings, Gauff has not simply challenged Sabalenka. She has beaten her when it mattered most. Two Grand Slam finals turned into Coco's personal declarations of victory. The US Open and the French Open, both stolen out of Sabalenka's hands in front of the world. And every time, people wondered, how does a 21-year-old do this? How does someone so young break through Sabalenka's power, her fire, her thunderous momentum? The answer is both simple and extraordinary. Coco Gauff is built for chaos. She thrives where others crumble. She survives long enough for pressure to destroy opponents who can't keep their nerves steady. Her journey into this decisive WTA Finals match, however, wasn't smooth. The tournament began in unfamiliar fashion, with a loss. Jessica Pegula, her close friend and doubles partner, dismantled her in the opening match. Gauff's serve abandoned her. Double faults stacked up. 17, to be exact. Her movement was stiff, her decision-making hesitant, and her rhythm nowhere to be found. The match slipped away like sand through her fingers, leaving her tournament hopes hanging by a thread. Most players, after such a start, would mentally check out. They would accept their fate. They would say, next season. But Coco Gauff is not most players. The second match brought her face-to-face with Jasmine Paolini, small in stature but bold in heart, always running, always fighting. Gauff needed a win to stay alive in Riyadh. She needed control. She needed belief. And for the first time that week, she found all of them. Gone were the 17 double faults. Gone was the hesitation. She dropped the errors to just 3, attacking the ball with conviction. The match lasted only 78 minutes, 1 hour and 13 seconds, to be exact. Gauff crushed Paolini 6-3, 6-2, and walked off the court not just with a victory, but with her confidence restored. Win number 48 of her season. Her 10th victory over a top 10 opponent. Her 33rd career win against elite players. Momentum returned. Fear faded. Now she must do what only she has consistently done on the women's tour. She must stop Aryna Sabalenka again. Sabalenka's road through the round-robin matches has been a storm of its own. In her first outing, she bulldozed past Paolini 6-3, 6-1 with a performance that looked effortless. Brutal serves, roaring winners, and a presence that filled the court. She was untouchable, untamable, and frighteningly efficient. Then came Jessica Pegula. Their rivalry is growing into its own subplot. Pegula has always been a tricky puzzle for Sabalenka, calm, intelligent, stingy with errors. In Riyadh, once again, Pegula dragged Sabalenka into deep waters. Though Sabalenka eventually won the match 6-4, 2-6, 6-3, it cost her more energy than she expected, and, most importantly, it delayed her qualification. Had Sabalenka won in straight sets, she would have already clinched a semifinal spot. But she didn't. She made just enough mistakes to give Coco Gauff a doorway, a crack in the world number one shield. Now everything, qualification pride, psychological dominance, comes down to this final match. The tennis world knows this rivalry well. Sabalenka is power. Gauff is disruption. Sabalenka overwhelms you. Gauff frustrates you. Sabalenka takes the ball early and crushes it. Gauff extends rallies and forces you to play one extra ball until you implode. An stylistic rivalry in women's tennis right now is more compelling. Ask Sabalenka. Two of the most painful losses in her career came from Coco Gauff. In 2023, Sabalenka was moments away from winning the US Open. She had the trophy in reach. She had the momentum. Until Coco made her nervous. Until Sabalenka cracked under the lights. Until the errors flew off her racket like sharp stones bouncing in every direction. At Roland Garros in 2025, Sabalenka wanted revenge. She wanted that clay court crown. She wanted to prove she could beat Gauff on any surface in any moment. Coco took that 1-2 in straight sets. For Sabalenka, this isn't just another opponent. This is the one player who consistently turns her fire into ash. Their history tells the story better than any numbers on a screen. They've played 11 times. Coco leads the rivalry 6-5. They're 4-4 on hard courts. Perfectly even IT is a rivalry that shifts like the tide. Early on, Gauff dominated, winning 3 of the first 4 meetings. Sabalenka struck back by winning 4 of the next 7. And now, after their clash in Paris, momentum belongs once again to the American. Now, here in Riyadh, round 12 begins. Both come in carrying the weight of their seasons. Sabalenka has 61 wins in 2025, the mark of a number one who refuses to break. She hunts her 62nd victory, which would push her season into the category of legendary dominance. Gauff looked for win number 49, symbolic not for the number itself, but for what it would guarantee, a shot at defending her WTA Finals title. She won this event last year, in Riyadh, on the very same court. She knows how to win here. She knows how it feels to lift the trophy. She knows the sensation of ending a season with fireworks raining down around her. Sabalenka wants that. Gauff already owns it. But tennis is not played on memories. That IT is played on courage. In Sabalenka's camp, there's confidence. She is world number one, 4-time Grand Slam champion, the most powerful hitter in the women's game. When she's in rhythm, she is unstoppable, but Gauff is not intimidated. She thrives in chaos. She has beaten Sabalenka on the biggest stages, and she knows that if she can keep the rallies long and stretch the match beyond Sabalenka's comfort zone, the errors will arrive like rain. Sabalenka must take the ball early, crush forehand winners, and shorten points. Gauff must absorb pace, defend with precision, and force Sabalenka into doubt. This is not a battle of technique. It is a battle of nerves, a battle of belief, a clash between fire and ice. Both women know the stakes. If Sabalenka wins, she tops the group and moves into the semifinals as the favorite to win the title. If Gauff wins, she keeps her title defense alive and becomes the only active player with 7 wins over the world number one. The matchup is so evenly poised that you could flip a coin and still feel unsure. But predictions, as reckless as they are in a rivalry like this, lean toward one truth. Gauff has the psychological edge. She has survived Sabalenka's fire before. She has survived Sabalenka's power before. She has survived Sabalenka's panic before. And she believes she can do it again. Tomorrow, when the stadium lights hit the blue court and the crowd roars with anticipation, Coco Gauff will walk in the match not as the underdog, but as the rival. She will stare across the net at Aryna Sabalenka. Sabalenka will stare back. And the world will stop breathing. Because this match isn't just about qualifying for the semifinals. IT is about dominance. IT is about legacy. IT is about who owns this rivalry. And when the battle ends, after 3 tense, emotional, punishing sets, the night may very well belong once again to Coco Gauff. She has done it 6 times. She can do it 7. Prediction: Gauff in 3.